Midnight Milkshakes. Noah. What the fuck, Johnny? Noah. I mean, what the literal fuck? My discreet mathematics professor droned on about set theory before the class. A pit formed in my stomach over the probable source of Noah's fury. His hostile text screamed up at me, pushing me out of my seat and out of the class. My professor's voice followed me out into the hall until the door clicked closed behind me. Noah's face illuminated my phone. I pressed call, pacing along the never-ending looping halls. "Hello?" his voice said. What's wrong?" "We broke up because you felt guilty about dating a man. Now I find out you're dating Eli?" I stopped, leaning back against the wall in the basement of the JFSB. Normally, the basement was a dead zone, but I was on Wi-Fi, so the call came through fine. My pulse raced, and my hands shook like they always do in confrontation. "I think you're being a little unfair. Our breakup was a mutual thing because you needed some space, and now you're dating Eli. So no, I do not think I'm being unfair." I glanced around. "Eli and I aren't dating," I whispered loudly into the phone, trying not to be overheard. "You kissed." "It wasn't. We didn't even." I paused, unable to explain. "Noah, you're angry. I get that. I don't want to have this conversation with you right now, okay? Or ever." I didn't owe him an explanation for Eli. Noah swore, hanging up the phone. The rest of the day was a predictable, unproductive haze. I was angry at Noah and sad about Easton. Right around 11 at night, I finally got my butt into gear to crank out a few words on my laptop. My new character insights had necessitated extensive book rewrites to stamp out any excessive optimism. That had given me momentum, but not progress. My mind kicks in at night, so I've always been a night owl. My roommates that year were the same. We all sat in silence around the table, lost in our various hobbies while ignoring our lives and problems. I received a text just after midnight. "Eli, dude, let's go to Denny's." I thought about ignoring him. It was late. However, being more extroverted helped me keep my mind off suicide. Being with friends was saving me from myself every day. I could stay home and wish I could die. Or I could do something irresponsible to forget about my issues for the night. More and more, I was choosing the latter. I typed a response and walked out to my car in the brisk night air. "Dude, don't even worry about Noah," Eli said in response to my concerns. "He freaks out about things. You get used to it. He'll calm down." This feels different. I rocked in place on the bench. I assumed we would stay friends. We sat across from one another in a booth at Denny's, drinking milkshakes in the middle of the night. This had become our ritual. Some people go to bars. Gay Mormon boys go to Denny's to drink milkshakes with over 1,000 calories. Eli stirred his milkshake with a straw. He's still just getting over everything. "But you and I aren't dating, and we haven't had sex," I said. Eli leaned back in his seat, examining me. "I know Noah. He has angry flashes and then he moves on. Trust me." "You met Noah after me." I was dumbfounded at Eli's implication that I didn't understand my ex-boyfriend. "He and I dated." Eli observed me. "It's not worth getting stressed over. You broke up with him. You did nothing wrong." I should be sad about this, but I'm just numb. My melting milkshake was winning a staring contest against my tired eyes. How had I done this to my life? Noah was pissed at me. Easton would probably never talk to me again. The familiar devastation at having lost Easton emptied my stomach. I knew Easton and I were meant to be together, and our breakup was only a hiccup in our relationship. Eventually, he'd see, and he would want me. I loved him, so how could this story end in any other way than with us together? Eli tapped my arm, a smile transforming his face across from me in the booth. "We should go to California." "But school..." "School can wait." Eli waved his hands. "Just drop everything and come to California with me." "I'm not going to California." "Why not? Flights are super cheap right now. Look, I'll find one under 200. Eli pulled his phone out. I rolled my eyes, looking away. Going to California was just about the last thing I should do. Eli put his phone in front of me. See? He had found a round-trip flight for just under $200. That's still a lot of money, I said. It's so worth it, though, Eli said. Experiences are the only thing worth spending money on. I laughed at the passionate way he spoke. I adored the freedom of his life. He differed from me in almost every way, and yet his life worked for him. He was happy. I was not happy. I looked down at my milkshake and sipped at the straw. Why did it seem like every outside influence was determined to suck me into its control? I shook my head. I can't. The next day, I was a mess. I missed Easton. I wanted to see him, talk to him, do something. The anxiety was such that it was all I could think about for most of my free time. Homework had become a low-priority activity. My progress in writing had once again slowed to a crawl. My shift at the Marriott Center started in a half hour, another post-game cleanup. The day was warm for late winter, and I was strolling in the general direction of work. The sun was disappearing below the horizon. I had one option for re-establishing contact with Easton. It was a last resort, but I was desperate. Feeling I had somehow reached a new low by doing this, I called Daniel, Easton's best friend. We had talked several times about being gay. He had helped me to accept myself more. Now I was reaching out to him for a different reason. "Johnny," Daniel said when I called him. "How the freak are you doing, man?" I laughed, steps slowing as I plugged in my headphones to talk. "All right, I guess. Just wanted to talk." "What's up?" "I'm having a hard time." "You know how I dated that guy for a few weeks?" "Yeah," Daniel said. "Easton and I haven't been very consistent friends since that happened." "How are you holding up?" "Not well." I descended a long stairway connecting Heritage Halls to the Marriott Center parking lot, packed because of the basketball game. "Everything is just confusing. I'm trying to understand how to fix it." Daniel was silent for a time. "Johnny, I'll tell you straight up. Easton is a very stubborn person, but he's also going through a hard time right now." "What can I do?" "Honestly, I don't know," Daniel said. "My best advice is just to be there for him. He needs support right now. He's going through his own things and needs people to count on. Just remember, God loves you. I know He does." Thanks. I didn't always have perfect faith. When Daniel said it, I could almost believe. I could almost believe that God had a plan for me, a way for me to be happy. "I've got to head into work. I'll see you later." "Bye," he said. I hung up, letting my hand and phone fall to my side. I paced around the Marriott Center, waiting for the game to just end already. Hundreds of people were already leaving to beat the traffic jam to the freeway. Was it possible that I was going about this all wrong? All this time, I was trying to get Easton to want to be in a relationship with me. But I never considered his needs. If this were a movie, Easton would be headed to the airport right about now, out of my life forever. I'd have to rush downtown in a futile last chance at love, and then everything would be okay. I must have been in a gambling mood. I scrolled through my phone and gave Easton a call. The line rang 3 times. My heart lurched when he answered. "Hello?" "Hey, Easton." "Hey, what's going on?" "Not much. I'm just about to head to work, and I wanted to talk real quick." I paced toward work. There was no going back now. "No problem. What's up?" "I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry I've pushed you away. I don't want to do that anymore. As far as we go, I'm okay with whatever you want. And if that means being friends, then I want to be friends." I hadn't said much, but I was concise and honest. "I'd like to be friends." Easton's voice was kind, containing none of the skepticism verging on hostility I had expected. "Anyway, that's all. I'm happy to just be friends." "Thanks for calling." "No problem. Bye. I hung up, feeling better than I had felt in a long time.